My second recipe.
Sean is going first because we get the rant out of the way, and then we can have the funny stuff then.
Saucer of milk.
I am a wanker, I know.
You're such a...
Right, ready? Here we go.
Yep.
Welcome back to part 3 of the lock-in. Sean, you want to talk about bishops?
I'd love to talk about bishops because this week,
Yeah.
27 Anglican bishops have had a right go at David Cameron and his reforms of the benefit system. And they've called it morally unjust that 500,000 people are now having to resort to going to food banks to survive in the 7th wealthiest country on the planet, allegedly. Yeah. I mean, what does that tell you about the society we're living in, Pratty?
It tells us that the rich are getting richer and the poor are getting poorer.
Yes, and these poor souls who are freegans raiding bins behind Iceland in Kentish Town and going to food banks because they've been sanctioned off benefits or they've got one bedroom too many in or whatever, you know. These are the new underdogs that the government is kicking in the head, stamping on. Kicking people when they're down. Did you ever think when you were a child that we were growing up in a society that kicked people when they were down?
Well, yes, I was brought up under Maggie Thatcher.
Of course you were. In Wales, see? Oh, in the valleys.
All the time.
Yeah, sorry, stupid question. Fucking stupid question.
Politicians
Sorry.
are scum more anyway.
Scumbags, aren't they? Fucking scumbags.
Yeah.
But it's nice to see David Cameron being bashed by 27 bishops instead of David Cameron bashing the bishop. Yes.
I like that.
Another shit joke. Live on channel TPV. Charlie Brooker, hands off my material. Go to a joke bank. If you want free material, go to a joke bank, you scrounger. Absolutely, yes.
Comedy pimp.
Pay your taxes.
Exactly.
That brings me on to the next topic, actually. Dave Lee Travis.
Yes, this is another one from the Red Top tabloids,
Yeah.
right? So you know it's true, right? Before I start, you know it's true. And this is about how David Lee Travis, I haven't read the whole article, but clearly judging by the relief on his face, right? The picture paints 1,000 words, is that he has been acquitted of most of his alleged charges.
Yeah.
Now, before I talk on this subject, I am not going to try and sort of make anything funny or anything about paedophilia or rape, because it's just a horrible subject, right? No, but these guys here, they're all like ex-friends of Jimmy Savile, who all his friends are now being acquitted, right? Which I suppose now, being as Jimmy Savile's friends are being acquitted, he's now tossing and turning in his grave. And when I say tossing and turning, I really mean tossing, right? That's what he's doing.
He reckons he's not a friend. He just used to...
Listen, he's got to be a friend. I mean, look at him, right? He looks like a fucking nonsense, right? He does. Let's face facts, he does. But now he's being acquitted.
Got a beard.
He's got a beard, he's got a white hair, which brings me on to the point that now he's got his CRB check back in credit. DLT is growing his white beard and hair for a Father Christmas roll in December where children can legally sit on his lap and say that's okay.
We could make
But
a rap about
in-
DLT with his CRB. Yeah.
Old Ken Barlow, he's been acquitted as well, right? Which means these celebrities who've been in television. Before I go on, you know, the one who was most disappointed about being caught by Operation U-Tree was Rolf Harris. He was like a childhood star for me. You know,
But again, he hasn't been proven guilty yet.
No, he hasn't. No, well,
None of them have.
The Queen's
have they?
not holding out hope. She took the fucking painting down, and she not because it was shit, right? Not because it was shit. But Alison Saunders, she's the.
Can she guess what it is yet?
Alison Saunders, she's the chief prosecutor. This is Alison Saunders, and she said we're going to carry on nicking celebrities, right? So this is really any ageing celebrity who had an association with
Who's
Jimmy
Alison
Savile.
Saunders?
Alison Saunders, she's the chief director of the public prosecution.
Oh,
she's like
right.
the Crown prosecutor who's, you know, says we're going to nick you.
But
so if all these celebrities, these white celebrities are getting off. I bet Trevor McDonald's really shitting himself, isn't he? Do you know what I mean? Because he's in for a carny. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We've got to nick a black guy, otherwise it just wouldn't be fair.
They couldn't do it. No.
He's a knighthood, isn't he, Trevor McDonald?
Sir
He's
Trevor
Sir
McDonald.
Trevor McDonald.
But they
Sir
spent
Trevor McDonald.
how many millions of dollars? Pounds, should
Well,
I say?
I've got to be honest with you.
I'm
it's
not American.
I don't know. If it was dollars, it would be a lot more. Right? It would be a lot more. But whatever the amount of money, it doesn't really matter, because going on to a more serious note, right?
Yeah.
If a crime has been committed, then it should be investigated. It's as
Absolutely.
simple as that, and no one should hide behind the celebrity role. Right?
Absolutely.
We also know this. Speaking of, I was talking earlier on about different sort of my sex life and all that, right? But I actually went to a Catholic school, right? Which meant, to be honest with you, I didn't actually lose my virginity until I went to confession.
Not the old glory hole in the confessional booth, was it?
I'm actually joking, right? I'm actually still a practicing Catholic, and I've now got to go to confession and say to the same Catholic priest who was there 30 years ago, for comic ad lib, I actually told a room full of people that you had sex with me, for which he will say, I'm not going to be lenient on you, I'm going to give you your penance of 10 Our Fathers, for which I'm going to say the courts aren't going to be lenient on you, they're going to give you 10 years.
He'd probably say, well, could you put your little todger through the glory hole in the confessional booth? Oh, haven't you grown?
For what you're about to receive, may you be truly thankful.
You were saying earlier. You were saying earlier that you were married, yes?
Yes.
And,
Someone that means a woman shagged me.
Yeah.
It's a long time.
But she had an affair with the milkman.
Yeah.
Is that
bitch.
Oh yes. Well,
Bitch.
so when she was blowing the milkman,
Yeah.
did she get an extra pint of the white stuff?
You know, yes. I'm so glad that you are sympathetic towards my pain and my anxiety. Right? This is actually true, right? However, it wasn't all a loss for me because I didn't pay the milk bill. Right? So she got me wife, but that was that.
At least you didn't have a fatwa on him, you know.
A what?
A fatwa. Do you know what a fatwa is?
A fatwa?
fatwa is?
Now, my ears have pricked up now.
Yeah. Explain what a fatwa is to Nick.
A
because he didn't-
fatwa is a religious edict issued by a Sharia court.
Yeah.
Now, have you thought of going to Mars?
Oh, I haven't.
I have
Mars,
actually.
planet Mars.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought
Planet
you meant
Mars.
the chocolate
Oh.
bar.
No.
No, the
Now,
planet.
a fatwa has been issued against the planet Mars. Anyone who goes there by the United Arab Emirates. If you ever go to Mars and you're a Muslim, you're going to go straight to hell, because it says that the General Authority of Islamic Affairs and Endowment, GAI, called GAI, which is funny in itself. They said that anyone who goes on the Mars One mission, which is to establish a permanent base on Mars by 2025, is an apostate of hell.
Hang on, I'm just going to call it. I'm going to cancel my trip to Mars. That's
Richard Branson.
it. Sorry,
Richard.
Mars is out.
But the reason why they say this is because it's so dangerous to actually go there. Might as well commit suicide. So, and Islam is against the religion to commit
Is it?
suicide.
Really?
Yeah, therefore, your soul is damned forever.
Are there
eternity.
kuffars on Mars?
Kuffars and infidels.
Is that infidels?
Is that
on Mars?
right?
That's right. Apparently, the Mars mission is so dangerous
Yeah.
that you might as well commit suicide. The odds are that you're better off committing suicide than going to Mars.
So why is it against Islam then? What is it that Islam?
Because they're saying it's so dangerous to actually go there and colonize Mars that the risks are so great that you might as well commit suicide.
But how do they explain suicide bombers?
That was my next
They
question,
based
Sean.
it on the fact that going to Mars is pointless. It's got no religious significance. Now, this GAI organisation, they've committed over 2 million fatwas on a range of dangerous topics.
A fatwa is when they put a little sanction on you to
I
kill
thought
you,
a
basically.
fatwa.
Right, okay,
I
yeah.
thought a fatwa
Yeah.
was a woman who got £120 a week in benefits and spending.
Yeah.
A fatwa is like half a jihad. A jihad is global. A fatwa is localised to one person. Like, for example, Salman
Think
Rushdie.
global, act local.
Salman Rushdie has a fatwa on his head.
So it's like a professional.
Wasn't that years ago?
Now, Salman Rushdie is very interested in going to Mars now. Now he's
But what
realised.
if you're a suicide bomber and you go to Mars? Is that all right?
No, you wouldn't be allowed because you're not Muslim. If you're Muslim, you can't
How
go to
many
Mars.
virgins wouldn't you get if you died
You would
on
lose
Mars?
all of them.
All of them.
You
All
would.
of them.
You'd be stuck on Mars.
They're going to Uranus. It's a better option.
That's I'll tell you, bring
For-
fubbing into
For
it.
gay Christians.
My local priest, Father O'Malley, told me that he'd found a cure for the Islamic suicide bombers.
What's that?
He said, I take them to the nunnery and I show them what 72 virgins looks like and smells
Exactly,
like.
exactly. Yeah. Ooh.
Never a terrorist atrocity again.
But pay attention if you become Muslim.
And this comes from the Irish.
Irish there. Pay attention because this could appeal to you if you become a Muslim. You must not do these things. They're too dangerous. Eating a McDonald's apple pie, then 25 minutes of delivery will make you a apostate of hell and burn your genitals in hellfire. Being a 1970s disc jockey is too dangerous. Don't do it. Riding fast trains and aeroplanes is tantamount to suicide. No virgins for you.
What about virgin trains?
Virgin trains, same thing. Camel racing and crossing the road is not allowed.
What's halal in Islam then?
No sugar, because it causes
Sugar is
obesity.
not halal.
No, sugar is haram. So yeah,
So, what is the point of this story?
the point is that if you're a Muslim,
Yeah.
don't go to Mars. Now I'm worried now because
But Mars bar has sugar, glucose, and
Yeah.
and something else.
I think some Muslims will go to Mars. They'll be shocked because it's full of sand. There's no
Isn't it
chocolate
in
there.
Slough? It's in Slough.
I want to go to Planet Snickers. If only I listened to the fatwa by the mullahs. Now, apparently,
Mullah-like.
yeah, apparently the spaceship Mars One, their computer's called Halal 9000.
Yeah.
And, yeah,
I hear a lot of people.
Does it say-
People wanted to go to Mars. A lot of people applied. Did you apply?
I applied to go around the rings of Uranus.
Well, I'll see you after the show.
Yes.
It's been to answer.
Yes.
So you got a nice story about a Lazio teenager.
A strange story, actually.
Oh, go on then.
And that's their football team are forced to release official documents regarding one of their players to prove that he is 17 years old and not in his 40s. Can you believe this? Here's the chap here. His name is Joseph Marie Minala. Now he was abused on social networking sites.
That's Chris
He was
Eubank.
abused.
He was abused, saying that he is not 17.
He's had a hard life.
Yeah,
It's Eubank.
Senegalese media, Senegalese in Senegal, of course, they're saying he's 41.
He is 41 and
Now,
he's bloody Chris Eubank.
Yeah.
He's even got boxing.
He's even got the bloody things on his hand.
His
All
agent,
the clues
yeah.
are there.
And his youth team manager and his agent have denied strenuously that he is not 41 years old. He is indeed 17 years old.
He's been 17.
He looks like Chris Eubank, doesn't he?
He does.
Is that his sparkly man bag in the background?
Yes.
Chris Eubank's notorious for his sparkly man bag and his monocle and his
Exactly.
plus four.
So what's happening with
Now,
that?
there are a few reasons why he looks like that.
Right.
Either
One.
he's born in a leap year.
He is Chris Eubank.
He is actually Chris Eubank.
It is a form of art. Looking like this is a form of
With a
art.
cute elephant.
It is nothing personal.
3.
He is actually the real Benjamin Button. Which is also possible. He hasn't denied or confirmed this.
4.
Or he is actually Rod Hullett under a new life.
Rod Hullett had nice
Hullett.
dreads though.
Yeah, he's darkened himself and he's changed his name because he wanted a fresh shot in life because he didn't think he did well in life. So those are the three options.
Or he's had plastic surgery to look like the aging Ken doll.
Yes.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
There you are, Mr. Joseph Murray Minala, 17-year-old youth. Well, one clue is that in the changing room he's got false teeth. And that should be a clue to the other
And he
team.
walked his stick.
One of those electrical powered
And this is
cars.
tape cassettes. This is the tape cassettes. He's got tape cassettes in his room. So that's small clues.
Does
He
he
might not
listen
be
to
17.
Buddy Holly?
Buddy Holly, yes.
Drinking Horlicks.
And his grandchildren. And his grandchildren come and visit him every day.
Have you met him?
I have met him.
That's a very strange story.
But he must have a very good diet. That's what it is.
Do you think so?
Yeah. You know, probably Jamie Oliver cooks for him. So like the story you've got about,
Yeah, no, this here, right? It's not in the Red Top tabloids. It's in the Daily Mail. So I'm going a bit middle class now.
Controversial.
Right, middle class. That's what I'm doing. And this is just, can I say it? Fucking fantastic, right? For a headline. And this is. I don't know if you can say. Shall I read this?
Yeah,
Or-
read it.
Read it. I don't think I can do it justice, to tell you the truth. And it's ex-Scotland Yard chief calls on Labour trio to admit backing paedophilia was a huge mistake. Is there anything more need to be said on that? And this is what the Daily Mail says. And this is actually how three senior Labour figures were actually under mounting pressure, right? This is what it says, under mounting pressure. This means that they've been asked to apologise that paedophilia is not really a good idea to back it, and they're thinking, should we apologise for saying this? Should we apologise for actually being involved? And they're being given a fucking choice. It's absolutely unbelievable. And it's saying about how they're supporting a vile group campaigning to legalise child sex.
Really?
Right? This is why I read the red top tabloids, because
Who's campaigning to legalise child sex, for goodness
this
sake?
is
Yeah, I
what, this is
wouldn't know
what
who
it's
this person
actually.
is.
Right. Okay, it's.
It's not Dave Lee Travis.
No, is it Mr. S. Savile?
Miss Savile. No, it was Harriet Harman and her husband.
it was Harriet. Yeah, I've just.
Harriet Harman and her husband.
Yeah,
Harriet
Harman
Yes.
and her husband. Right.
The deputy leader of the Labour
fucking
Party at one
idiots.
time.
So what the fuck are these people on?
Exactly.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Poor old Dave Lee Travis. I mean, he's just got out in the dock and he's had to apologise to everyone. He said, I'm not guilty, right? Ken Barlow's right behind him. He said, I didn't do it. Yeah. Rolf Harris, picture taken down, right? All this is like a huge problem for these celebrities. Harriet Harman, they're saying, no, it's actually quite okay. What's the problem? What's the problem?
So they've done an about turn now and said, actually, in retrospect, backing paedophilia was a bit of a bad idea.
Well, actually, they haven't actually come to the apology to say
They should do.
They should do,
Yes.
absolutely. But they haven't actually come to it so by saying it was a bit of a mistake. This is ex-Scotland Yard police chiefs actually saying to them, we advise you to say this was a mistake, and they're saying, well, was it a mistake?
Yeah.
Was it a mistake to back
Outrageous.
paedophilia?
Well, politicians are always making mistakes, aren't they? They're just not very good at things.
That's what they do, isn't it?
In general, yeah, that's what they do. You know, it's.
You got a story about sports minister backing feminism, is that right? Is that a mistake?
Yes. yes, and yes.
Who's been in trouble with feminists, really? Because this is Helen Grant, the Minister for Sports and Equality, who said that women are put off by unfeminine sports such as hockey and football, and recommends sports like cheerleading,
Yeah,
gymnastics,
yeah.
or ballet. And the reason
Is ballet a
I
sport?
did the actions there is that because she says the ladies look radiant when they participate in these sports, and they don't get kind of sweaty at all. They look beautiful and smell of
Up north,
lavender.
we call ballet lap dancing. To go to the Royal Ballet, you just go to speak it right now.
You got a story about the end of the world, haven't you?
Ragnarok. Yes.
Go on,
It's
then.
cool. Now, if you have plans for this Saturday, 22nd of February, which is today,
Yeah.
right? Don't bother. Now, according to the Vikings, so tonight is Ragnarok. The four Norsemen of the apocalypse will appear tonight and destroy the earth as we know it. Norse mythology predicts that Ragnarok, the final mystical battle on earth, will begin tonight between the gods Thor and Loki.
What time?
6:57 p.m.
Is it on pay-per-view?
Pay-per-view, yes.
Can we get it on iPlayer?
I think you
later on?
can.
Well, if you hurry up with the story, we got more time to have a beer after.
The battle to the death,
fucking hell.
earth will be split open.
Will there be a 4-minute warning?
Yes, a 4-minute
Callback
So
to
warning.
an earlier
low-
episode.
does this mean it'll be a low-key apocalypse?
Yes.
I can't bear
I can't.
Wolf
No.
to hear this.
Now the god Odin,
Yeah.
who's the chief god,
The wolf god.
who rules Asgard, he's going to be killed tonight
Yeah.
by the wolf Fenrir.
Who?
By the wolf Fenrir. He's the
Fenrir.
he's the evil version. And
Wasn't he on the Gladiators?
he was wolf, yeah, exactly. So all life will be destroyed, and the gods that are left standing will create a new civilization with two people.
Oh.
Adam and Eve.
And a new pristine, pure earth.
If you survive
They'll
this
find a way.
weekend, join us again next week for the lock-in. Thank you very much. That's a wrap.
Cheers!
Have a nice week.
Wednesday for locking tonight. Have a few drinks, tell a few jokes, put the world to rights. Come and fill your flagon and the Queen and Dragon. Just sit back 'cause we chew the fat and the locking tonight.
I am a wanker, I know.